Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Pro and Expert Division for the Christmas tournament. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content for free. You can also get the ultimate tournament text guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, and you can find all the links in the video description down below. So in this playthrough, you will see my shot, but also one shot from our opponent, which is a very good one, I would say. So I added that one for a par 3. You're gonna notice it in this video. But in the end, I'm trying to do my best here before knowing what type of win we're gonna have in the tournament. Like how we're going to approach these courses. My goal is always as a start to give ourselves a safe route where we can get the normal score, like a birdie on a par 4, birdie on a par 3, and then obviously an eagle on a par 5. But at the same time, putting ourselves in spots where we can replicate everything easily and also give ourselves the best possible chance making some drops. There is possible drops here. There's also hole number 6, which is an absolutely tough one. But I'm gonna stop talking about that and you're gonna have to see it here in the video. So let's freaking go and let's see hole number 1. For hole number 1, we're going to play with the driver that gives us the most distance combined with as much topspin as possible. In a headwind, we want to change to a kingmaker because it reduces the wind. It also gives us more power. You can see that I only use 6 bars of topspin. That is to relate to a more common driver's topspin, because an XMA level 9 and full topspin on that club, it's going to obviously be a little bit too much for the general player base. So we're using 6 bars to just make sure that everyone can play the same way. Sure, if you have less topspin than 6 bars, then you have to go with a little bit more overpower, or you're going to just have to find yourself that you're gonna go shorter on the fairway and therefore have a little bit trickier time approaching the pin here from distance. 10% over adjustment with the drive, and then for the second shot we're going to play by bouncing on the fringe or directly on the green. We don't want to use the fairway just before the green because that is uphill and then the bounce is going to be in a very weird way for us. So we make sure that we go directly on the green or on the fringe to get this ball in the hole. Minus 10%, which means that this ball is going to be less affected by the wind, and this is, in my opinion, a must eagle. For hole number 2, we are going to start by playing the drive with a 10% over adjustment. And here, I'm going to let you decide. Either you play left or you play right. I play left due to I feel that shot is going to be better for me when approaching the pin. If you rather want to take a slight easier drive and play out to the right, then that's completely up to you. Because the approach shot from there might be harder, but in the end, and not any of the approach shot will be easy at all to get the albatross on. So this is going to be an eagle hole generally, with a very small chance for an albatross. I play with a katana here, which is not the ball that I want you to play with, and you're gonna see why soon. And that's why I have suggested the kingmaker or the titan on the drive here, or like for this hole overall. And that is because we don't want to go in between clubs. And with a headwind for the second shot, while we're having the sniper, we're putting ourselves in a dangerous position, especially when we do have an elevation adjustment of all 30%. Now we just managed to clear ourselves from being in between clubs, and in the end we're getting this one close. But make sure to be able to play with a sniper to get ourselves a nice ball guideline towards the pin for a better chance for the albatross than we play with a titan or with a kingmaker. For hole number 4, we are going to use an elevation adjustment of 20%. In this video, you will see me playing with a berserker, but I would like you to see it as I would be playing with a kingmaker or with another type of ball. But obviously, we will not be playing with a berserker ball in a par 3 in a tournament. So in the end, I used a berserker due to going into shootout with that ball. So We in the end need to make sure that in tailwind, leave the ball guideline around 3 green squares short of the pin. So, and you kind of adapt the spin based on that. So you're looking to get a spin adjustment, which is going to be approximately 1 to 1.5 bar topspin to leave the ball guideline 3 squares short of the pin. If you have a headwind, you need to do the other way around. You need to let the ball guideline go through the hole approximately 3 green square to compensate for the compressed ball guideline instead. So now we do have a crosswind and a tailwind, and I'm going to play this one medium distance plus 20%. And now it's a power 5 ball, so playing with a power 3 ball, I would say that you will have to play maximum distance plus 20%. You know, very important. So now we're going to adjust, we're going to get the ball to bounce, and I think the reference with the blue ring to the left by the rough line is absolutely perfect here. Now we get the ball to, we hit perfect with with our shot, and we come in very nicely, but we kept coming too hot because we didn't compensate enough with the ball guideline. For hole number 4, we're going to start by noticing that we're not going to play with any elevation for whatever shot in this on this hole. So even the drive and the second shot, both of them are big zeros. 6 topspin and as much side spin to the right possible. I would like you to use as much topspin that you can, but at the same time, using a club with less than 6 bars will make it tricky for you to bounce over the rough. Using a club that has more than 6 bars of topspin would obviously be preferred, but to be able to demonstrate in a good way for the bigger audience, we focus on 6 bars of topspin, which is a topspin level that many players has. Having 8 bars of topspin on your club is not something that all the players do have. We bounce over, put ourselves in the very nice position to making an eagle from distance. Second shot, we're gonna play the thorn in close to minimum distance here, and obviously the distance of your club is going to change depending on how far you're going to reach with your driver. So now in this case we play this one slightly more than minimum distance, and next time it might be medium distance, next time it might be, you know, just complete minimum distance. We don't know, and that's the thing you need to figure out yourself. But good chance for an eagle, definitely. For hole number 5, you're going to see 2 approaches, one with a long iron and one with a wood club. So for me, it all depends on what type of wind we have. In a headwind, I would choose a wood club approach all day and every day. But I didn't know that before I saw our opponent's shot. So first, we're gonna actually play with a long iron here in headwind. I would like though to change to a Grizzly or to a B52 that gives us a better ball guideline and therefore can have a better chance making this shot in the hole. 15% extra, and we play it maximum distance number when we play with the Goliath, or like with a long iron no matter what. Play with a Kingmaker to reduce the wind. You can play with a Wind 5 ball, Wind 4 ball if you want to, and also you can play with a Katana ball if so. It's all about what you want to use as ball, but obviously a Wind 5 ball here could maybe be a good option. Now our opponent is playing with the sniper. Needs 6.5 bar backspin, or at least 6 bars, I would say. With a strong headwind, 6 bars will be enough, but otherwise 6.5 bars, and you aim for the ball guideline to get up and then to fall back slightly. You do have on the back end there as well, if you go too far, that the ball will not roll over the green, it will fall back towards the pin. If you don't have a sniper level 9, level 9 or level 10 with its backspin, then you play with the Guardian to still have the backspin. For hole number 6, there is 2 things that we really need to think about. First, the drive, 10% over adjustment and go short. Here I actually want us to go a little bit shorter than that we do here, but most importantly, we do need to get the ball as close to the left hand side as possible. So don't be afraid of using curl, more curl than this, so we get closer to the left, so the second shot is going to be easier. Obviously, with a headwind on this hole, this is going to be a major struggle to just get the eagle, and that is our only focus and nothing else. So, we're not focused on getting the eagle, but we do need to make sure that we choose the correct second shot club. Big Dog or Cataclysm for distance, so we don't have to find ourselves so far down with the sniper. But in the end, when finding ourselves here, which is the route that we're gonna take in the tournament as well with this type of wind, we just need to make sure that we find ourselves a way to bounce over the rough, or bounce in the rough and roll out, giving ourselves a nice and easy eagle. Tough par 5. For hole number 7, you will see me play here with an extra mile. I want you to play with the rock or the quarterback. Better accuracy, better ball guideline. It's going to give you a much better time, or a much easier time to get this ball close. And I do believe we're going to see a lot of hole-in-ones on this course here. Two things as well. In a headwind, make sure that you push up a ring, and because you're going to go from a higher point to a lower point. If you have a tailwind, you're going to go from a lower point to a higher point. Then you need to pull back. This is very important, otherwise you will not hit your mark. In a crosswind, obviously you don't have to do anything. You just play your shot as normal and hope for the best. Now we're playing with a 10% over adjustment is what we are going to do. And in the end, we're not hitting the spot that we're aiming for, get a little weird bounce, but getting it down there towards the pin, very good chance for an hole-in-one. For hole number 8, we are going to start by playing with 15% over adjustment. And now I have a Kingmaker as the start. We don't really need a Kingmaker in this hole. With a straight headwind, I would consider playing with a Kingmaker instead of playing with any other type of ball. Otherwise, I would stay and play with a Katana and not actually with the Navigator. I want the wind too. I want to have the side spin as well, especially if we do have a tricky crosswind. Then I would love to have a couple of more bars side spin to help ourselves to get the ball up there to the left without getting into the rough. Even though you would rolling into the rough now, you will have no problem reaching for the green in 2, just to have that said. Second shot is going to be played with a long iron with the best ball guideline and the best accuracy, and therefore I have the Grizzly suggested in the info box instead of the Goliath, because the Grizzly from level 7 plus does have a better ball guideline than the Goliath. Also, a B52 would be a possible choice when you have it in level 7 plus. Goliath would otherwise be the club that I would go with, because that is my long iron that I feel most comfortable with. 30% over adjustment. This is a tough one if we have to lay up, but we're gonna absolutely do our very best getting an eagle. For hole number 9, we're going to start by using the driver that gives us the most distance combined with topspin. I only use 6 bars of topspin to relate more towards the other drivers in the game, because all of us don't have an extra mile level 9, and therefore I use only 6 bars here to show that this shot is definitely possible to make, even though we would not have a superior driver. Max distance plus 5%, using as much topspin as possible, focusing on the ball guideline to get just down the middle, and the only thing that we're focusing on is to get as far as possible to have an open line towards the pin. In the end, the first shot as well, talking about the drive, in a crosswind or a headwind, we might need to go with a little overpower to get enough distance. But we have a very wide fairway to play on, and putting ourselves in a position like this, playing with a sniper, ball guideline to the hole, 5% over adjustment, and then you're gonna be close, and you are definitely going to see to yourself to drop an albatross or 2. So, in the end everybody, this was the playthrough for Pro and Expert Division for the Christmas tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. If you like the video, please take your time, hit thumbs up as well. And also, if you do have questions, let me know in the comment section below. This is going to be an interesting and fun tournament, especially when a lot of us is going to celebrate Christmas and will not be studying that much, or will not be playing as much, and therefore, you know, it's going to be some very different scores, I believe, in this tournament, which is going to be exciting to see. So, thank you so much once again for watching, and good luck in the tournament.